In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a portable application. A portable application, for those that don't know, is basically an application that requires an installation that's converted into a format that can be, taken through USB, CD, DVD, whatever. And it could just be launched without an installation required. And this could be useful for security testers, or I mean anyone really, if you want to just have like a virus scanner on a flash drive to help client systems, or if you want to play a game at school but just don't have the administrative rights to install it. A lot of instances can make this useful, and I'm going to show you how to do this. Now, there's two things we're going to need for this, actually three things. First, you're going to need a virtual machine, and there's lots of tutorials on YouTube on how to create a virtual machine. I already have mine set up in VMware Workstation. I have Windows XP Professional set up. It's probably best to use Windows XP for compatibility reasons. However, you can use Vista or Windows 7 virtual machine, but you will need a virtual machine, whether it be VirtualBox, VMware, what have you. But like I said, there's multiple tutorials on YouTube already for this. I will create a tutorial though just to simplify things, but I haven't done so yet. So I'll make that a video reply to this. If you don't see it below in a response, then I haven't done it yet. But if I have, you'll see it there, and you can just watch that to learn how to set one up. But anyways, once you're at the point where you have a virtual machine of Windows set up, you can go ahead and proceed by opening up your Internet Explorer in the virtual machine. I have Google Chrome here, so let's open this up. And we want to go ahead and do a search for VMware Thin Apps. Actually, Thin App. Okay, it should be the very top one. You'll see Products Thin App. Okay, now we see the page for VMware Thin App, and this does cost money. So if you want to download a crack copy, more power to you. There's also portable copies out there, but you can also download a free trial, free 60-day evaluation. So you can just do it for free for the time being. You can just download the trial here and install it on the virtual machine itself. I already have this installed. Actually, it's not installed. It's a portable version of VMware Thin Apps 4. So I have a folder with everything in it. And once we get this installed, we want to go ahead and download the application that we want to create a portable version of. In this instance, in this example, I'm going to use Recuva. I think it's called Recuva. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. But it's basically made by the same people that create the CC cleaner. And what it does is it recovers deleted files from, back in the day. So let's go ahead and download this. Alright, now once the installation is completely downloaded, you can just open the folder that the installation's in just so you have it open for reference. You can close out of this. Okay, and right here we do see the installer, so we want to keep that handy. And we want to switch over to our VMware Thin App. And we want to locate the setup capture. Go ahead and just launch that. Okay, and this is the interface for the VMware Thin App. And what we're initially going to do, this actually shows the steps already for you. We're going to do a pre-scan, and basically that's going to take an overview of the system configurations as they are now, registry entries, files, directories, and so forth. And it's just going to give basically a footprint of it. And advanced scan locations should be fine with the C drive. To this, we just hit scan. It'll take a few moments for it to analyze the whole system here. So let's give this a moment while it runs its course. Okay, now that we see the pre-scan is done, we're going to see an option to install the application we want to virtualize. So we're going to go ahead and minimize this, switch to our download installer, this Recuva installer. I'm just going to double click on it to install it. Let's run. Okay, proceed with the installation. Choose all the options that you'd want normally selected, because whatever options you select in this installation and configure with the application before you do this post-scan will be reflected in the portable application. So make sure I agree. Leave the destination folder alone as is. Go ahead and uncheck all these and install. Okay, now it's done. I'm going to go ahead and run this just to make sure any wizards that initially pop up are no longer there. Go ahead and cancel out that. And there we see the interface of the application. It shows the virtual machine operating system and specifications. So I'm going to go and close out of this now. Close out of this. I'm going to open up the setup capture again. And now at this point we can run a post scan. And what this is going to do is going to scan the system configurations now after the installation, so it can compare and contrast it to the previous scan. So we're going to go ahead and let this scan through the registry and local files. Okay, now after the post scan is complete, we should see some entry points. We want to go and leave the uninstall. We won't need that because we're not actually going to be installing anything. We're going to select the recuva.exe, the actual launcher. And for the primary data container, we want the launcher selected, which is what we have here. Inventory name, whatever we want the portable application to be called. So we can just leave that as is. And just hit next. Active Directory groups, unless you're using a domain or something, or you're a system administrator working with Windows Server or something like that, you won't actually need this. You can just leave that as is. For sandbox locations, it is important. You want to make sure you select the same directory as the application. That makes it actually portable. If you use other things, a lot of the all-in-one programs will transfer data to an application data directory and so forth. We want everything to stay centralized in the actual directory that the portal application's in. So you go and leave that selected. And after that, we just hit next. And we want to ensure that full right access is selected and hit next again. And project location, this is where it's going to compile the actual portable application. And we can go ahead and leave both of these unchecked. Actually, we want to check compress virtual package. What that'll do is it'll just make the actual portable application a little bit smaller in file size, which increases the portability of it. So we want to make sure that's left selected. And just after this point, hit save. And right now it's going to copy all this over. Okay, now once this is done, we see the ready to build screen, and this is what actually compiles and builds the application for us. So we want to go ahead and leave all these settings as is and just hit build. And make sure this is checked here. Right now it's currently building the application. We should see, it'll tell us it's successfully completed with 100% once it's done. Okay, and now we see the build is complete, so I can go ahead and click finish. And you'll see here it's in the bin directory. So I want to go ahead, and that right there is our portable application. So we can go ahead and test it out. Just double click on it, launch, see if it actually works. And there we see the interface here. We see the virtual machine settings, so it does appear functional. However, it's best to test it outside the guest system. I have my host system set up as one of the directories in my host system set up as a network drive. So I can just do the drop down, go to my computer. It's my storage hard drive. Okay, I'm just going to paste it here just so I can test it on my actual computer itself, my host operating system. So I have that saved there. I can close out of this. I can close out of this, minimize this, and I can open up on my computer desktop. I can open up my storage drive, or storage to my F drive. And there we see the application, the portable application. I'm going to double click on it to test it, make sure it is functioning. And we do see it pops up here. We see that it does show my host system specifications, Windows 7, 64-bit, 4 gigs of RAM, and it does differ from the previous one, so we do know it's functioning. And at this point, we should be able to use this, put on a flash drive, DVD drive, whatever, and run it normally. And you can use this with pretty much any application. However, there are some applications that just do not work. Anything that use system drivers, just lots of different variables need to be taken into consideration when creating a portable application. But it's more of a trial and error. You can just try. If it doesn't work, oh well. But you should have success with most. Antivirus clients generally don't work, but you can get away with some virus scanners and so forth. I hope you all enjoy this tutorial. And that's it.
Mushroom Headbangers, subscribe or, well, die.